Good evening and good day, whatever time it is for you. I am thankful that you're here. I'm looking forward to spending some time with you. So, welcome in, everyone. This is a sort of impromptu live. I usually go on Wednesdays after Kevin over at Kickin' Addiction. He ended super early today, and I was like, put totally on the spot. I was in the middle of just getting ready to eat and I wasn't dressed fully. And I had a batch of cookies to make. So I had, hey, Jill, nice to see you. So Kevin put me on the spot. I was just explaining. And I was not ready to go on. When he ended his stream, I usually and always go on after Kevin on Wednesdays. And today he ended very, very early, and I was not ready at all. So today is going to be sort of a let's fly off the seat of our pants type of day. I don't really have anything planned other than just to kind of give you an update in my life and see what's going on in your life. Schoolboy Kai in the house. Hey, Schoolboy Kai, welcome in. What's going on when you say, let's see what happens, right? Yeah, exactly. I just didn't know even what to title it. So, Schoolboy Kai, I was just explaining that I go on after Kevin over at Kickin' Addiction on Wednesdays, and he ended super early. And I normally have some sort of idea based on his stream of what I'm going to talk about. He talked about some major changes that are going on in his life and potentially they'll be affecting his channel. That's yet to be seen. So I caught some inspiration from his stream to share with you what's going on in my life. And I want to hear what's going on with you. So what kind of updates do you have? What do you have going on in your life? I want to hear all about it. Are things going well? Are you needing some support? I definitely needed some support this week. I had to reach out. Actually, last week I had to reach out to my therapist for some extra support. Or that was 2 weeks ago, actually. Gosh, time flies. And I've got some exciting updates to share with you. So I am so glad you're here. Schoolboy Kai says, ain't no way. Jill says, why did Kevin end so early? Schoolboy Kai, what do you mean by ain't no way? Ain't no way what? Because I believe that just about anything, if not and everything, anything is possible. Jill, why did Kevin end so early? It was pretty slow in there today, Jill, much like I'm expecting today to be slow in here as well. So he ended early because the chat stalled out, and that's kind of what that Kevin ended the stream so early. Oh, ain't no way that Kevin ended the stream so early, says Schoolboy Kai. Gotcha. Yeah, Schoolboy Kai, moderate for him, and he ended not only early but very abruptly. Kevin, if you're watching this on replay crew, or if you happen to be in the chat right now, that told and that early before, and I was not ready for it. So anyways, needless to say, I'm here now. I made it. I got my cookies done. I ate some food. I have clothes on. So these are all good things for this stream. And Kevin, you inspired me to share some updates about my life and what I've got going on. So that's kind of the topic of this stream. Let's just kind of roll with the wave. I have a few things to talk about here. I want to hear what's going on with y'all. And we'll see how long we go for here, but I'm not expecting to go for very long. But if the chat blows up and y'all start talking about some fire topics, then we will continue to roll. So if you're just coming in, welcome. My name is Tara. I am an engineer turned peer support specialist. I support people in recovery from substance misuse and mental health conditions, and I am so happy you're here. Do you have to have one of these things, or do you have to be in recovery for one of these things to be here? Absolutely not. I'm so glad you're here, whatever the reason. Feel free to introduce yourself. Let me know who you are. Let me know what you're here for. And if you're just here to hang out, hang out, hang out. As more people come in, you'll see we have a good vibe around here. We enjoy each other's company. We play nice. We're a judgment free zone. Everybody is welcome. So thanks for checking us out. Jill says, I'm heading back to Chicago this week. Jill, what are you going back to Chicago for? You have family there, don't you? A fishing cottage waiting for you. You answered my question before I could even ask it, Jill. Fishing cottage. That sounds quaint and lovely and relaxing and fun. How long are you going to be there, Jill? And what else are you going to do up there besides fishing and relaxing? Do you have any plans at all, or are you just going to hang out? And I say just, not like it's not super exciting, because I'm super excited for you. I just want to know about what you got going on out there. And did you know that I'm from the Chicago area myself? I'm from Northwest Indiana, about 45 minutes outside of Chicago. But I left there when I was 10. 10? Yeah. But I was made there. Made in a little town in Northwest Indiana, right outside of Chicago. And spent the first 10 years of my life there. Now I'm getting redundant. Schoolboy Kai, I love the title of the video. Schoolboy Kai, I'm glad you like it. I'm hoping that I can live up to it. I'm hoping that also other people like it. I really just didn't know what to title it, but we're rolling with it. We're seeing what happens here. Again, I was totally caught off guard when Kevin, I'm so used to going on right after him, which I did still go on after him, but he ended an hour ago. I was very surprised. Rev Rashim in the house. Yo, Rev, what's up, Rev? Tara, do you consider yourself a role model? I would have never said that on my own, Rev. If people consider me to be a role model, then I would take that very seriously. But do I myself consider myself a role model? Um, you know, it's hard for me to say yes, but I think for some people, like my friend's daughter, for example, I would imagine that she is looking up to me as a figure that she is learning from. So in that respect, I would consider myself to be a role model, but am I attempting to be a role model? Absolutely not. I'm not perfect. I don't proclaim to be. I am far from it. Why do you ask that question, Rev? That's um, a very unique question. Your questions are always so good, Rev, and I welcome every single one of them. And I love questions. Questions get the conversation going. I want to hear what y'all think about this too. Do y'all consider yourselves to be role models? And if so, why? And if not, why? Jill, well, I got rid of my drug friends and I like seeing how you guys are doing. Right on, Jill. It is so hard. I know, because I've gone through it. I'm going through it still. I'm approaching 3 years in my recovery from substance misuse and still have not engaged with certain friends that I used to um, get high with, for lack of a better term, and drink with. And there are friends that I would love to have a relationship with. I just don't know if I'm ready. I have attempted, and I'm sure that, well, I would imagine that some of y'all can relate to this. I have attempted before to have a relationship with people that I used to engage in substance use with, misuse. And it was very difficult for me to hold a conversation with them and not feel triggered because I could hear in their voice, like the longer we stayed on the phone, I could hear in their voice that they were eating or smoking something. And it messes with my brain, because it's like how quickly we forget the dark places that our substance use took us and how much it affected our lives. So, Jill, I hear you. I'm so glad that you like checking in on people who are um, focused and prioritizing their recovery because it also helps me to see other people doing it successfully. Also, people to how do I say this? It also helps me to see people being honest about what they're going through because it's not always easy. Although I've been focusing lately on doing things that make it easier, which mainly is having fun and enjoying my life. So, Jill, I appreciate you sharing that with us. You are not alone, and I'm here for you. Jill, cool, you better meet me for coffee. If I was going to be in Chicago, you better bet in a New York minute that I would be there to meet you for coffee. If you're ever on the West Coast, Jill, I know you like to travel. You got to hit me up. Speaking of hitting me up, I forgot to get the Discord link. I'll get the Discord link here in a little bit for y'all. Midwesterner, schoolboy Kai. Yep, I'm a born and raised Midwesterner, but I've lived all over. So I wouldn't necessarily identify with being a Midwesterner, although I was made that way. Jill, I consider Tara as a role model. I've learned a lot from her. Well, Jill, that means a lot. That's a big responsibility, I feel, and I will keep that in mind. Um, that's quite a compliment, Jill. Like I said, I'm not perfect, but I do my best to show up for y'all and to just share my experience and what I'm going through. So if that helps someone, that's exactly why I started this channel, and that is, again, an awesome compliment, Jill. Thank you. Rev, Tara, I believe you are an influencer to people on this platform and you are a blessing to me. Well, thanks, Rev. That's a really nice thing to hear. Y'all are speaking the sugar this evening, which leads me to one of the topics. I wanted to give y'all a life update and haven't even got to that yet, but y'all are buttering me up. It's like I'm bracing myself here. I'm bracing myself. Um, if I can help someone, then I mean that again, that's why I created this channel. So I appreciate y'all sharing your thoughts with me. It inspires me to keep showing up and doing the thing. Thank you. I appreciate Tara's transparency, honesty, and vulnerability here. Well, thanks, Rev. It has not always been easy to be transparent and honest about what I'm going through, especially when I'm struggling. That's the hardest thing to do, to show up on the internet and tell on myself and say that I'm struggling. But I always feel uh, like a sense of relief after I've been honest. And even though I'm airing my stuff to the internet, it's like, again, I think hopefully it helps someone. It might just make me look like a fool, but I enjoy it. I enjoy being around y'all. I enjoy sharing my journey with you. And I am really hoping that over the course of the next few months that I get to show up for y'all in a little bit different of a way. So Kevin was talking about major changes for him and how he is starting his own business. And I have some major changes of my own that are happening. And I have been thinking about shifting my channel to show my progress in recovery rather than focusing on the problems. And let me know what y'all think about this, because it's a creative challenge that I have, shifting focus to the solution and what's working for me, which I've kind of done with my ketamine playlist. My treatment has helped tremendously. I've also created depression content to highlight the mental health condition that I'm in recovery from. I feel though, excitingly, if that's a word, I don't know if excitingly is actually a word, but I feel that I have made so much progress over the past few months that now I'm ready to start doing things in life and showing the progress that I've made, or talking about the progress that I've made, giving updates on the things I'm able to do, the things I'm able to engage in because of my recovery, both substance misuse and mental health recovery. What do you think about that? It's I don't think it's a big enough change to where it would confuse people. I think it actually would be a very interesting thing. Y'all, my case, my some this might be about my housing. Hey Orion, I am live right now. I am live right now. No, you're not on speaker. Oh, okay, so he has everything that he needs? Woo! That's so exciting. I'm gonna tell the internet, everybody watching, exactly what you just told me, but I will keep your identity private. Okay, I will not do that. Yes, it is a miracle. Okay, copy that. Thank you so much. Okay, sounds good. Bye. Y'all, thanks for bearing with me. Thanks for bearing with me. That was a very good friend of mine giving me some good news about housing situation. So that is a huge update that I have. Anne Marie Bliss just walked in. Hey, Anne Marie Bliss, nice to see you. Artem just walked in. Hey, Artem, nice to see you. Just in time for the updates I'm about to give. Did y'all come in when I was on the phone? I had to take that. Uh, so let me get to the comments and then I will give you some updates. Some of them are going to be surprising, maybe. Unless you've been following me pretty closely, then it won't be surprising, and some of them are not going to be surprising at all if you follow me closely. Jill, I get it. Yes, it's like a natural progression. Yeah, exactly. I think you're talking about the shift in focusing on the solution, and not just the solution, but like the gifts, like the things that I'm able to do now that life is getting better. And Jill, I know you can relate to this because you travel, and that is something I used to do. I used to live to travel and surf and rock climb outside. There's proof on my Instagram if you want to check it out sometime. Tarasmiling. I have been timid in getting back to those things because I've been recovering from some things that I went through. But I feel like I've made so much progress. Like I am just right on the edge of engaging with those things again, and um, I plan on sharing that journey on this channel. So if that's something that interests you and you are not already subscribed, feel free to join along on the journey. It always feels weird to say stuff like that, but I'm practicing. Rev, would you consider starting your own mental health business remotely? Rev, 100% yes. This is something that I have been considering for quite some time now, like ever since I became certified to be a peer support specialist. There are some things that I need to do first in order to make this a reality. So while I am certified because I took the course and I graduated, I haven't actually taken my test to be able to bill Medi-Cal. So I am certified to offer peer support and to get paid for it, but I am not certified to bill Medi-Cal or Medicaid for my services. So I think before I do something like that, it makes sense to take the test so that I can bill insurance. But really, that's the only thing that I need to do before I can. I mean, I don't really need to do anything, truth be told. I could start engaging with people who I could serve immediately. I just haven't yet. I haven't actually offered my peer support services, although I do have a Clarity. It's linked in the description of my channel and in the description of this video. If anybody wants to, I feel so weird plugging myself. I hope to get more comfortable with this, but um, this channel is sponsored by people who watch it. And if you're looking for support or if you know someone who could benefit from peer support, there is a link, like I said, in the description to Clarity, which is paid by minute. It's set to $1 per minute. That's the lowest that I could set it just to get comfortable with the platform. And it would be a great way to engage with me if you're interested. Again, I feel so awkward, but it is a service that I'm offering if you're interested. Hopefully I get more comfortable with that. So yes, Rev, the answer is yes, absolutely. The one thing I need to get better at is offering my services because I feel so like awkward when I do it, even though I'm very good at what I do. And I know that, like, I'm confident in the service that I have to offer. I just need to get more comfortable offering it. So if you all have any tips for me on how I could get more comfortable offering my service of peer support, I would love to hear what you have to say about that. Anne-Marie Bliss, what's happening, everyone? Anne-Marie, do you have any updates for us? You know what, and I gotta share this with y'all, especially you, Anne-Marie, all of you though. My mom has been listening to these as if they were podcasts, these lives, and she just loves Anne-Marie. Like, I hope that you're not. I hope you're comfortable with that, Anne Marie. She asks about you. She's like, "How's Anne Marie?" And she wants to know about Olga and what's going on, and I do too. So Anne Marie, shout out to you from me and from my mom. And mom, if you're listening right now, hi. Well, she's probably not listening right now, but she's been watching, listening to the replays. Jill, I've been struggling with anxiety and insomnia. Well, Jill, you are not alone, friend. I can relate to you in so many different ways with what you're sharing this evening. And in terms of anxiety and insomnia, these are things that I've also experienced. As a matter of fact, about 2 months ago or so, I did not go to sleep one night at all. Like I actually did not fall asleep. It was not good. That's never happened to me before. But I find when my sleep schedule isn't tight, like if it's not regular, it's more difficult for me to fall asleep. Also, if I am not exercising and staying busy the whole day, like if I have a lot of downtime, it's more difficult for me to get to sleep. So what really helps me with and I think these things are tied together for me. When I don't get enough sleep, I feel more anxious. And also for me, like depression and anxiety go hand in hand. So If I'm just focusing on getting enough sleep, that usually does help with my anxiety and my depression. Another thing that's really helped me is talking with my nurse practitioner. Jill, I don't know uh, how close you are with your medical care providers. Feel free to let me know what your perspective on that is. Do you work with somebody or not? Either way, you have my support. I've had really good luck, though, talking about these things with my nurse practitioner, and she's been able to support me so that I can at least get the sleep I need. Like, I personally don't take anything for sleep, like medication for sleep. But there have been periods of time where I'm like, should I? Because if we're not getting enough sleep, like when I don't get enough sleep, I'm nuts. Like, and I don't use that term in a disrespectful way. I just like sleep to me is one of the most important parts of my self care. So, Jill, I'd be interested to know what your relationship is with your medical care provider if you have one. Or Tim, hey, almost thought you weren't going to stream tonight. I tried tuning into Kevin's stream to ghost listen at the end, but it was already over. I briefly skimmed it and saw you mentioned moving soon. Yes, yes, Artem. And I'm psyched to see you here in the comments. I thought that you would be ghost listening this evening, which maybe you are planning to do that. So Kevin ended his stream unbelievably early. He normally streams for at least 2 hours, if not three, and he streamed for an hour and 15 minutes today, and it ended very abruptly. I was not expecting it. I wasn't prepared whatsoever. So moving forward, I probably need to get better. But then it's like I don't want to go on too early. People are used to me coming on at like 4:30, 5:30, 6, something like that. So I didn't want to go on at 3:15 and have it be a super wonky time for people. So, anyways, saw you mention moving soon. Yes, exactly. So that is something I have on my list of personal updates, since that was the theme of Kevin's stream, was his big changes. And these are big changes for me too. Moving, not that I want to focus on the negative here. I really want to focus on the positive and what's going to be good about it. I am moving tomorrow, everyone. Can you believe it? I cannot believe it. It was supposed to be March 1st. And then I found out that if someone else would have come in and swooped up that property that and been able to move in before the 1st of March, I would not have been able to get it. Because I had to put it in a 30-day notice. So I was scheduled to move in on March 1st. But like I said, if somebody else had come in and if they had been able to move in immediately, I would have lost out on that place. But the person who just called me let me know that everything is good to go. I'm going to show up tomorrow and sign my lease and get my keys, and then I'll have until the 29th. So like 10 days, essentially. I don't know how many days that is, if it's a week or 10 days or something, maybe a week. I'll have a week to move in. I've never had that long to move in anywhere before. I'm so, so thankful. I cannot believe it, especially since I had pretty much detached myself from the place to the point where I'm like, well, I hope I like it, because I detached myself as soon as I found out somebody else could come in and get it, even though I went through the entire approval process. So, speaking of big changes, Artem, I am going to be moving. I get my keys tomorrow. And I set up my internet, but I've scheduled, you'll see me streaming from here for the next week. I set up my internet to start at the new place on March 1st. So after March 1st, you'll see a different background, but I decided to just like, I'll be here when I stream until the 1st, and then I'll be at the new place. Anne Marie says, I'll be in and out. It's my husband's birthday. Aw, tell him I said happy birthday if you can hear this, Anne Marie. That is so exciting that he is celebrating another year of life. I'm glad you're here, but I totally understand that you need to prioritize your hobbies. Cumpleaños. That's birthday in Espanol. I'm sure you know that. Jill, I used to travel. Kind of embarrassing, but my son is flying down to South Carolina and driving me back to Chicago. Why is that embarrassing, Jill? I think that's really sweet. Jill, haven't been driving much since I've been sober. Well, that's interesting. You would be safe to drive, Jill. That's funny. Artem, Tara, you're live streaming and doing a Discord group. That counts as peer support. You're already doing quite a lot, I'd say. Yeah, it does feel like a lot, especially since Artem, and you're like leading me into all of these different topics. I'll get through the comments and then touch on your topic again. There's another thing I'm going to be adding into the mix here very soon, April, maybe May. But I appreciate your comment. Everyone in here is so supportive, and I show up to support you, but I feel like you're all supporting me today, and it feels nice to have that sort of encouragement behind you. So I want to give you encouragement also. That is why I show up. I want to provide you with support. Obviously, that goes without saying, but I show up because I know how valuable it is to have a support system that is there for you through thick and thin. So if you're going through something right now and you're hesitant to want to share what it is, I totally get that. I would never pressure you, but sometimes it can feel good just to release whatever is going on. Some of you who follow me closely know that I have, in the past few weeks, gone through some things in my personal life that haven't been the easiest to deal with. And I had a lot of people in my corner who offered support, and I needed that. So we all need it sometimes. And that's why I'm honored to be here with you, to be able to encourage you, share lived experience with you, and to most importantly, hopefully provide some hope for you that things can get better. I am getting ready to move into a new place. I cannot believe it. I've been in this place for a year. Some of you know I was living in shelters. I lived in my car for 5 years, and then I moved into shelters for a couple of years. One of them, the first one, being a safe house. And now I'm here, and now tomorrow I'm getting the keys to my own place with my own kitchen and my own bathtub, which I have not had in 8 years. So it seemed impossible at one point. When I was living in my car, it seemed impossible that I would ever, ever have my own place again. But it's happening tomorrow, and it can happen for you too. Whatever your situation is that you're going through, it is temporary, it will pass, and there are really good things coming around the corner. Schoolboy Kai is so inspirational. Well, thanks, Schoolboy Kai. I appreciate that. I'm glad you're here. It's always nice to see you in the chat. Zach in the house. Hey, awesome people. These are awesome people. I feel emotional over it right now, Zach, because there's so much love here. There's so much support. I feel like I'm getting peer support today. I show up to offer to you, but I'm feeling so much love in here tonight. I'm really glad that you're here with us, Zach. Maddie in the house. Hey, Maddie. Nice to see you as always. That was my nickname in college. Super wonky. I love that term. It's my favorite technical term. Thank you, Artem. Artem says, congrats, Tara. Thank you. I actually, when I found out, which was yesterday, it was hard to believe it. And I don't think I will actually believe it until I have the keys in my hand, which that happens tomorrow at 8:30 in the morning. So we'll see. I will be able to report back, Artem, at tomorrow's meeting on Discord, the face-to-face meeting. And if you'll all bear with me here for a second, let's see if I can open up Discord and drop that link like it's hot for y'all. I see Heather in the house. I see you, Heather. Welcome in. Welcome in. Okay, Discord's doing its download thing. Who uses Discord in here? How often does the darn app on your computer update? It doesn't do that on my phone. It only does that on my laptop. It's doing it right now. Once Discord actually opens, I will drop a link for you to join the face-to-face meeting that we have on Thursday nights at 6 o'clock. Fantastic meeting. It'd be great to see your face there. Maddie, hey Artie, are you ready to party? You're a poet and I think you know it. Still downloading. Miss Heather. Hey, Tara. Hey, everyone. Heather, it's so nice to see you. Are you coming from school right now? How was it? Heather, thank you. Congrats on the new pad. Thank you so much, Heather. Again, I cannot believe it. I really, but yesterday I felt very flat in general. And when I found out, I knew I should be excited, but I was just like, I kind of don't believe it. It's been such a emotional journey, highs and lows. I thought I had it, and then I thought I didn't have it, and now I have it. And apparently, I'm signing the lease tomorrow. So be praying for me if that's your thing. If it's not, thoughts, whatever it is that you do, I welcome it over the next 24 hours and just indefinitely. Like, I welcome it. I really hope that this deal goes through, but it looks like it's all squared away and good to go. Maddie with more of the poetry. Hey, Heather, how's the weather? Maddie, mine and Tara's love nest is ready tomorrow. If you people want to swing by, we just ask that you call first. Thanks. Maddie, I think I think you are very clever. And you know what I think? I think it would be great if you were to come to the face-to-face meeting that we have on Discord. Why have you not come yet? Why have all of you not come yet? Jill, why haven't you come yet? That's what I want to see in the comments. Why have you not come to the Thursday meeting? And if you go to the Thursday meeting, why do you go? Tell me that. The clouds are coming in, but I caught some sun and took pictures earlier. Well, that just sounds lovely, Heather. Is this a different assignment, Heather, or is this did you have to redo the assignment where you had mentioned the other day that you took some pictures, you didn't use the correct strategy. So is this a redo of that assignment, or is this a completely new assignment? Class was canceled. I went and took pictures. For what, Heather? The weather? That wasn't a joke, Maddie. That I'm legitimately asking why it got canceled. Maddie, Heather, so you're saying that you have no class. Maddie, so you're telling me there's a chance. Name that movie. Ben, grats, Tara, uh, Tara, Tara, even Rara, grats, Rara. My little brother was born when I was 16, Ben, and everybody, and he used to call me Rara because he couldn't pronounce his T's. So that's a very sweet comment, Ben. Ben meant Tara though, or Tara even, Rara and Tara. Ben, bah, you know your name. Some days are better than others, Ben. I actually signed my name incorrectly. My window just closed. Hopefully, you can still see me. I actually signed my name incorrectly on an email only a few months ago. I signed it um, Tata, Tata. Like I put a T there instead of an R. I didn't proofread it before I sent it off. This guy is actually going to be my new boss, which ties into the thing that Artem mentioned that I said I had an update on. We'll get to that here soon. Um, yeah, that was embarrassing. Once I realized it. You ever send an email and then realize after you sent it that there was a typo? That happens even when I proofread. That happens sometimes, but please tell me I'm not alone. Heather, new assignment. Take 2 pictures of 2 buildings. Okay, Heather. I want to see those. Maybe you can share them with me in Discord tomorrow. Maddie says, that's what I always ask all my ladies. Why have you not come yet? Well, Maddie, why? Why? It's such a great meeting. We can see each other face to face. We can actually get to know each other on a face to face basis. I hope that every single person here comes to that meeting. Oh, Discord is opening for me now. I always get nervous like the stream is going to end when it cuts to Discord. But let me go ahead and I'm getting the link for you right now, straight to the stream room. This is straight to where the meeting is going to be. Thanks for bearing with me. Here you are. Tomorrow night, 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Right there on Discord. Dumb and Dumber. Okay, Maddie named that movie. Maddie can't be the only one that remembers that quote. Everyone else is ghost listening. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you. Right, Maddie. I was mortified when I saw that I signed my name that way. Tell Schoolboy Guy, tell your mom to join Discord. I should tell. She's not on Discord. I don't think. I don't know if she would or not, but I'll tell her that you said so, Schoolboy Kai. Maybe I don't think she would want to come to a meeting, but it would be cool if she joined. I agree. Schoolboy Kai, or I'm not supposed to say that. Oops. Schoolboy Kai, you're totally fine. You can say whatever you want here. As long as we oh, that's actually I almost forgot. That is actually something that I wanted to touch on during this live stream is that a few weeks ago I uploaded a community guidelines and boundaries live stream, and we talked about this being a judgment-free zone. I wanted to just, in case I wasn't clear, I just wanted to tell y'all that this is like a free zone. Like everybody has the right to express their own perspective and opinion here, and I welcome it. I encourage it. I just want us to be accepting. It's really important that this be like a judgment-free zone. And even if people have different cultures, backgrounds, religions, political views, views on medication, like all perspectives are welcome here. And I just want to be really clear with that. I in no way intended for that stream to exclude anybody from the conversation. That has never been my intention. And if it came across that way, I sincerely apologize. That was not my goal with that live stream. My goal was simply to communicate how important it is that this be a judgment-free zone where all perspectives and backgrounds are welcome and respected. So thanks for letting me get that out. Artem, I'm still trying to figure out exactly why I go to the Discord meeting. It just feels like exactly what I need in my life, just like this stream goes a long way for me. Well, that's an interesting comment, Artem, and it helps me too. It helps me to know, like if you're not sure why it is that you go, like that's good information for me, because perhaps I need to work on making it a more focused meeting, or I don't know. So if y'all have never been to the Discord meeting before, it's a face-to-face meeting. I was calling it a recovery meeting for a while. And we do talk about recovery a little bit, but we also talk about other things in life, which is vastly different from any recovery meeting I've ever been to. In fact, they encourage you to stay on the topic of recovery during every other recovery meeting I've ever been to. So I just really like the face-to-face interaction that I get to have with y'all, because I love doing this. I love live streaming and seeing your comments. It brings me joy. What I like even more is being able to put faces to your names. So if you've never been to that face-to-face meeting that we have on Discord, it's every Thursday night at 6:00 p.m. The link is in the chat, not too far up. Maddie, unfortunately, when Heather got home, she only then realized that she forgot to remove the lens cap. Maddie, I hope that didn't happen. I think she would have noticed, because she's probably got a digital display, I guess is what it would be called. I was going to say the viewfinder, but her viewfinder is probably not digital. Mr. McMurka. Hey, Mr. McMurka. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the live stream. It's always nice to see you. How are you doing today? What's going on with y'all? I'm curious. Ben, what's going on with you? Luke, what's going on with you? I don't think Schoolboy Kai gave us an update either. What's going on with you, Schoolboy Kai? Zach says, what time are the meetings? Thursdays can be busy, but it sounds fun. Zach, I would love it if you came to the meeting on Thursday. It would be so great to get to spend some like one-on-one FaceTime with you, because I've only ever watched your videos. Zach has a great recovery channel. I've really been enjoying watching it. I wish I had a mod in here. I do not. I'm gonna get a link to Zach's channel though, so bear with me. I'm about to plug your channel, Zach, because it's just so great. Oh, where is it? Of course, I'm not going to be able to find it now. Bummer. It doesn't come up, Zach. Oh, there you are. You're in my subscriptions category. But why would it not come up when I search it? Okay, I've got it. So this is Zach's channel. Addict to Quit with Zach. I've been loving your videos, Zach. Every time you post one, well, I have notifications on. Sometimes YouTube drops the ball on the notifications, but every time I've been aware that one comes out, I watch it from start to finish. So I'm one of your biggest fans. I watch your videos from start to finish, Zach. They're just so real. They're so authentic, and you don't even edit them. You don't even edit them. It's just you talking. I would love to get to the point where I don't edit my videos, but I just feel like there's so much dead space in mine, and I try to make them snappy. Oh, did I tell you what time? I think I read your comment, Zach, but I didn't actually tell you what time. So 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time on Thursdays. I think that's 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. I think that's 9 o'clock your time. So it's kind of late for you. It's just if I make it earlier, some of the people can't actually make it. So it's hard trying to correspond when you're on different coasts and different time zones. But as we gain more people, if the voices are, if like the scale tips, because we've currently got someone who is also in your time zone, I believe. And sometimes I wish we could make it earlier, but then we've got another person in there who can't usually make it until the very end. And she has to come in late because of her schedule. And so if we made it earlier, it would be even worse for her. She would totally miss it. But it's a work in progress. Maddie says, this is a free zone and I'm not wearing any pants. Kidding, Maddie. And Marie Bliss, the Olga news. Oh, the Olga news. I got to take a drink of water for this. I love Olga news. Okay, Anne Marie says, the Olga news is that she's mad he would distrust her. Turns out she's not my biggest problem now. My husband might be losing his job, or we may need to move to North Carolina. Wow, Anne Marie, that's a lot. I mean, in terms of Olga, since that's what you led with, being upset about, like, okay, in my experience, when people are upset over mistrust, they either, it's like we either work through it or we don't, right? So I'm on the edge of my seat with this, trying to understand if it's something that is going to be like, can you reconcile or not? It seems to me that if people are willing to reconcile, then the relationship is worth saving. But if they're not, then it's like, well, that's the red flag right there. And I think, I think it's, if she's going to be upset that he distrusts her and not open to reconciliation, then I'm trying not to give guidance or advice here. This is just my perspective. Okay. I want to be really clear. This is just my perspective. That, and I might be repeating myself here, and I don't want to be redundant, but what I'm trying to get across here is that I have expressed uh, insecurity to someone in my life, and with the hope that it would be received well and that we would be able to work through it. Um, I have also expressed things that have made friends in my life feel maybe insecure or upset upset about the topic at hand. And what matters to me the most is that we're able to communicate and work through whatever it is that has come up. If we're not, no harm, no foul. It's just there's no way that we can have a friendship if we can't reconcile, right? I think it's normal for things to come up. It'd be super weird if things didn't come up in relationships. But are we going to reconcile or not is the question. And that means more to me than whatever it is that I was upset about or they were upset about. Like, are we going to reconcile and how are we going to do that? It's an art. And then also, Anne Marie, about your husband losing his job or maybe needing to move. That's a big one. So there's a lot of uncertainty in your statement, and so rather than since we don't know if he's going to lose his job or if he's going to move, I can only interpret this statement and focus on the uncertainty, which I can relate to. I can relate to so much of what you say because just a week ago, I was not sure if I was going to get this place that I'm now moving into tomorrow. In fact, I thought I wasn't going to get it because if somebody else had come in and was able to move in before me, I wouldn't have got it. But I just got the call yesterday after I had accepted and detached. So interesting. I accepted and detached from the place to the point where it was like, I don't even know if I want this place anymore. And then, boom, same day, I got the place. I got the news that I got the place. So I hear that you're uncertain about what the future holds, Anne Marie. And that can be a very difficult thing to go through. It is a very difficult, not even that it can be, uncertainty is really, really, really hard to deal with. For me, accepting that whatever is best for me is going to be what happens, whatever's best for me. And then just letting go and letting it happen, that works really well for me. I hope that you keep us posted on that, Anne Marie, because those are, I mean, job, where you live, those are some of the biggest components of life right there. So please keep us updated. Luke says, not much, feeling excellent. Luke, I'm so happy to hear that. I'm glad you're feeling good, man. Any particular reason? Even better if it's just unconditional. Anne Marie, I didn't see that on this. I didn't see that on this year's bingo card. I'm going to go. I don't even know what to think. Who does that on someone's birthday? What happened? Who does what happened? Anne Marie, I don't know if you're still here, but I hope everything's okay. Please feel free to keep us posted with what's going on with you. I want to know about this bingo card. Ben says, what's going on with me? Yes, what's going on with you, Ben? Practicing body language, hypnosis, and trying to read. But I usually wind up practicing body language on paranormal videos. Does that work on paranormal? Now, are you, I gotta know, are you analyzing the paranormal activities body language, or are you analyzing the people who are searching for paranormal activity? I also think it's really interesting how much you know about psychology and body language and neurology. Then what is your background in? Like your training or like your the industries that you've worked in or industry? I'm very curious about that. Zach says, thanks, Tara. Sorry, I'm not on my channel as much. Just so busy with business and all that stuff. I try to comment back though. Zach, you don't even have to explain it. I totally get it. And you don't have to comment back. I have not been able to comment back on my videos lately either. I've been liking them, like hearting them, but I haven't been able to comment either. And I kind of want to go back and comment, but like now I'm going to be moving tomorrow. There's not enough hours in the day, friend. So you don't have to explain. I totally get it. Luke, I appreciate when my trustworthiness because I know they are comfortable enough to communicate. I think you're talking about what I was saying about reconciliation and people being honest with you with what you're going through. Praveen in the house. Hey, Praveen, nice to see you, friend. I'm glad you made it, Praveen. And Luke, I think I stopped mid thought. I think I was in the middle of a thought and then I trailed off when I saw Praveen walk in. I totally agree with what I think you're saying here. It means so much to me when people, whether it was a miscommunication or whether it was a legitimate, um, something that's not like whether they were upset or whether I was upset. Like, even if it's a ridiculous reason, like I didn't need to be upset, which happens from time to time, I'll be honest. Um, or if they were upset with something that I did, I appreciate the communication and I love it. Like strengthen I feel like it strengthens, well, it's not even my feeling. I think it's a fact that reconciliation and working through bumps in the road strengthens relationships. So I've heard before that it's like I've been told before that like it will never be the same. It will never be the same. And that's true, but I don't think that has to be a bad thing. Like true, when bumps in the road happen, maybe it will never be the same, but I don't think that has to be a negative um, uh, thing in the relationship. I think that it could be a positive thing if both people handle it well. Matt, the Olga, ONN, the Olga News Network. Yeah, Anne Marie, I don't know if you can hear us right now, but we're all rooting for you and we want updates. Oh, Luke said trustworthiness is challenged. I appreciate, okay. So Luke actually said, I appreciate when my trustworthiness is challenged because I know they are comfortable enough to communicate. Right, right. And I have had relationships where that's what I was hoping for. Like, I trust the person, I feel safe with them. And so I've shared vulnerable information, and it's not always received well. And that, there's nothing I can do about that. There's nothing I can do about that except for just hope that maybe one day reconciliation will be had. Or not had. That's not how I meant to say it. Maybe one day reconciliation will be prioritized, you know? Maddie says, nothing wrong with North Carolina, right? North Carolina is beautiful. Tara, how do I send you a piece of music I made for you? You did not. Did you really, Maddie? Wow. How do you send it to me? Um, Maddie, what format is it in? Because I have a couple of thoughts. I have put sound art that I've made on SoundCloud before. I also have an email address, but I don't. It might the file might be too big to email because it's a Gmail account which can only handle 25 megabytes, I think. And then Discord might be able to handle it, or you could upload it to YouTube. Um, I wonder if Discord could handle it. Plus, I want you to get on Discord. I want everybody here to get on Discord and to come to the meeting tomorrow night at 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. Yeah, Maddie, that's a good question. I'm kind of thinking uploading it to SoundCloud and then sharing the link with me via Discord would be a good way to go about it. Unless you can upload it to Discord, but I don't know that you can. I've never tried that before. Or YouTube. Upload it to YouTube or upload it to SoundCloud and share the link with me in Discord. Also, just real quick update on Discord. Rachel transferred ownership from the Discord from her to me. This is not news to some of you. I realize that it happened last Thursday, I think. I have not figured out what to name the thing yet. If you've got, ooh, I'm looking forward to hearing your ideas on what to name the Discord server. I thought about just Tara Smiling's server because it's, whatever the name is and then server. But I feel a little selfish doing that because it's not for just me, it's for you all. It's for us as a group. So is Tara Smiling's server appropriate or is there a better name for it? Artem, Matt, is everything all right with you? Your jokes seem kind of mean tonight. Do they? I didn't notice that. I thought I thought him sending a piece of music that he made was thoughtful. Praveen, I'm just joining the live stream now. How's it going, Tara? Pretty darn good. Pretty darn good, Praveen. I shared already, I'll reiterate now that I've got some big changes going on in my life. I am moving into a new place. I get the keys tomorrow if everything goes according to plan. I sign the lease, I get the keys. I already set up the power and the electric and the internet. So you'll see me streaming from this spot until the 31st. So I think that's like 2 more streams next Monday and Wednesday. You'll see me in this spot. But I get the keys tomorrow. I just didn't set up internet until the 1st because that's when I'm out of this place is on the 29th. So it'll be about a week until you see me in the new place. Unless I'm there tomorrow night for the meeting, but I'll probably be here for the meeting uh just because I probably won't move I won't have a bed over there yet. Like that'll still be here. I'm just starting to I'm going to be taking small stuff tomorrow when I get the keys. Also, I have some other things to touch on here that we haven't got to yet that I promised that we would. So, Praveen, I'm doing really well tonight, as a matter of fact. To be honest, I was feeling kind of flat yesterday. And when I got the call about my place, I didn't even feel excited. I was just like, okay, I knew I should be excited, but I just felt so like emotionally numb almost. But today I'm feeling good. and I feel excited. Like I don't feel so, I've had so many stressful things happen in the past few weeks. I think my body just shut down emotion yesterday. Excuse me. But now I'm feeling pretty good. Thanks for asking. And how are you doing, Praveen? Maddie, not mean, just slightly acerbic, 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 acerbic. What does that word mean? Please educate me, somebody. Really nice to see you tonight and have some time to join tonight. That's wonderful, Praveen. How are things coming along? How are things going with you? I don't know if y'all can hear that. I live above a dance school and they're dancing right now. I can hear the music. Ben, oh no, I watch for the body. Okay. I watch for the body language of those making the paranormal videos. It's low hanging fruit and usually easy. You can tell when something is really unexpected versus not. It's mostly fake. So interesting, Ben. I've never even thought twice about paranormal filmmakers or showmakers faking what, I absolutely, of course, like who hasn't thought about it, the whole thing not being real, but I always have thought that the people participating actually believe it. So this is quite fascinating to me that upon your analysis you have determined that most of it is fake. That's surprising to me, oddly enough, now that I think of it. Luke, feel excellent mostly from watching my breath and feeling the little things. That's wonderful, Luke. It sounds like you are in a place right now where you're just unconditionally appreciating life and where you're at. And that's exactly where I want to be. Like, I don't want to have to be getting a place tomorrow to feel good. So you're an inspiration to me. I really need to prioritize exactly what you're talking about here, watching my breath and feeling and appreciating the small things. Thanks for sharing that. Artem, speaking of breath, I really should be ghost listening and stretching out on the floor right now, taking deep breaths. Gotta resist the temptation to comment. Right on, Artem. We are probably not going to be going for much longer. I've got a few more things that I want to share, but I appreciate your participation thus far. And of course, you're always welcome. But if you're ghost listening, please prioritize your well being and what works for you. You have my full support. Luke, right, Artem, there's rest periods to comment. Thanks, Luke. Luke, tarasmiling is what I would search. Yeah, I should come up if you type that in. Maddie, what is your SoundCloud? Yep, I am. Oh, I'm only seeing top chat. I gotta switch it to live chat. I hope I didn't miss anything. Yeah, Maddie, what is your SoundCloud? It's Tara Smiling. Tara, so glad you feel better. Me too, Ben. It's been kind of a rocky road. Not talking about ice cream right now. The past few weeks have been interesting for many different reasons, not just one or two or three, many different reasons. But I am feeling better. Thank you very much, Ben. I want to take Luke's lead though, and again, not make my well being contingent on anything going on. Like, just enjoy myself and be content because I am. Miss Heather, Tara Smiling would be easy to find. Yeah, I'm usually pretty easy to find. I haven't been on SoundCloud in a while, but I think I'm the only Tara Smiling. I don't know if I have a picture up or not. Kevin in the house. Hey, Kev, nice to see you. Kev's ghost listening at the gym. Your voice is really relaxing. Well, thank you, Kevin. You mentioned in your stream tonight again that it would be I forget the word that you used, but you suggested that doing a meditation or like a guided meditation or something like that on here could be a cool thing. If you'd be into that, if you want me to lead a guided meditation, maybe at the end of a stream moving forward, let me know in the chat. If I get enough people who would be interested in that, then I'll do it. But if y'all don't want to hear it, then I won't. And Kevin, I we're just talking about SoundCloud, and I hesitate to send you here because I created a guided meditation when I was living in my car and still in my addiction. And I can hear it in my voice toward the end. It's a beautiful meditation, though. It was raining. I was in Big Sur. You can hear the ocean waves. You can hear the rain falling down. And as a matter of fact, I ended up in the safe house about a week and a half after I recorded that meditation, 10 days to 2 weeks, something like that. I just think it's really interesting timing based on what I was trying to accomplish with that meditation. So if you are interested, feel free to listen to it. Perhaps I could record more things and put them over on SoundCloud. I'm Tara Smiling over on SoundCloud. And thank you for your compliment, Kevin. As we wind down things here and kind of start thinking about landing the plane, I will try to keep it soothing for you. Luke, that's awesome you got your place. You are telling me, Luke, I cannot believe it. I still can't believe it. Ben, you can find a few paranormal types who believe what they are showing. Some of it appears to be real, but sadly, yeah, when you look at their behavior closely, it's an eye opener. I believe a little. I believe I believe a little. Hmm. That's shocking to me, Ben. I think it's actually kind of tragic if people are just making it up. To the people who believe it and think it's real, like more power to them. I would never cast judgment or anything like that. But to the people who are just making it up, I just wonder why. Why are they doing that? For views, for money, probably. Follow the money. Maddie hasn't seen any of the paranormal activity movies. Well, apparently, Maddie, you can learn a lot about body language. Well, that's not what Ben is saying. Ben is saying he's studying body language and learning about the paranormal activity content based on what he's learning about body language. So I'll remember that if I ever. I've studied a little bit about body language because my minor in university was psychology. We learned about body language a little bit, but not much. I would also like to delve into that realm. Ben, if you've got any, I think you recommended a hypnotist last time. I jotted down the name, but I haven't had an opportunity to look yet. Chase Hughes. That's who you recommended for hypnosis induction. If you've got recommendations for body language, learning about body language. I'd be very interested in that. Kevin says, yes, do it. Just make a video for guided or just make a video just for a guided meditation. Okay. I like that idea. I was just talking, Kevin, I don't know if you heard it or not, but I was just talking about shifting focus of my channel, not changing it to where it's foobar, like I'm not trying to change it completely, but as I recover, I'm engaging in more things, and I'd like to really show my progress and talk about the things I'm able to do because of my recovery. So, the my treatment, the ketamine videos, like I have a few more of those I want to make, and then I think I'm going to hang up the ketamine hat for a little while and shift focus to other things. So stay tuned. So guided meditation, I hadn't actually thought about posting something like that as a video, but I like that idea. I'm jotting it down, Kevin. Thank you. Maddie, speaking of the paranormal, I used to have a ghost living in my house, but he left when I asked him to split the rent. I thought you were being serious there for a second, Maddie. Luke, I love some nature sounds and wouldn't leave if you guided a meditation. Right on, Luke. Okay, that's good to know. Well, perhaps I could think about ending these streams with a short meditation. I've heard some other channels do that, and I love it when they do that. Carol over at Needing a Meeting does that, and her channel, I really enjoy the meetings that she leads. Let's see if I can pull that up for you. Here we go. Bear with me while I get this. She hosts meetings every single day at 1:40 Pacific Standard Time. Unbelievable. Her channel is really, really growing very fast, and she hosts solely live streams. She doesn't even post videos anymore. Pretty amazing. But Carol, at the end of her meetings, which are planned to be 1 hour, sometimes she goes over. She sometimes closes out the meeting with box breathing and a guided meditation. So perhaps I can consider doing that. And if you want to stay, then you can. And if people want to leave, then I understand. Thanks for that feedback, Luke. I appreciate you. And Kevin also, thank you for the feedback. Schoolboy Kai, Tara, do you watch sports? Not lately, Schoolboy. Not lately. I don't dislike sports, but I don't have a TV or like subscriptions to watch big games, and I don't go to bars anymore. So I haven't been watching lately, but I do like it. Sometimes, like if I have I do kind of have teams that I prefer over others. And so I'm one of those people right now, sadly. I used to follow more closely, like back in the day, mostly when I was going to bars a lot because I could follow closely and have camaraderie and all that. But when I do follow, I really enjoy getting to the playoffs or championship games, like later in the season. But I used to be a huge Phoenix Suns fan, and I would watch all season. I didn't even care if they made it to the playoffs, but it was always exciting if they did. Wait, playoffs in basketball? I don't even know if that's the right term. But anyways, that probably answers your question. I like it. I'm not obsessed. Uh, I like I like the camaraderie with other people with respect to sports. I think more than I like the sports themselves. I like hanging out with people and being social. Luke, I know there's more around us and our perspective is narrow. I think you're talking about people with respect to the guided meditation, Luke. Trying different things is a great idea. Yeah, Kevin, I think I'm small enough right now where it's like I don't want to change my topic completely. I have no desire to change it. Like I want to stay on peer support and on recovery, but I also want to show progress in recovery. And some of my content's been so focused on like depression and coping mechanisms. And while that's been good, I want to focus on the positive things that I'm able to do. Like, I have a feeling I'm going to start surfing here pretty soon once the rainy season passes and we have enough days where I can get back in the water. So, I would really like to share my journey getting back in the water and things like that. Even maybe even like in the new place, like a little bit of content about not necessarily me making sourdough because it's not a channel about sourdough, but just like a video talking about how I'm able to engage in an activity like this since starting ketamine treatment and how I wasn't able to do stuff like that before. I'm not quite sure how it's going to go, but I do like the idea of the guided meditations quite a bit as its own separate video and maybe even to end these live streams. Luke, I would start with it so people could roll in, but I have a channel to make. Don't we all, Luke? Don't we all? Miss Heather, I'm going to do some homework. Thanks for having this live, Tara. It helps my clarity. Days turned into 7 weeks. Again, congrats on your new sanctuary. Thanks, Heather. I appreciate that. And if you're still listening, I hope your homework goes well. And thanks for sharing that comment about it helping to clear your mind. That means a lot. And comments like that make me want to continue doing this. Not that I wouldn't want to do it anyway, but like I couldn't do it without you all here. So thank you. Luke, thanks for all these links. You are welcome, Luke. Maddie says, Tara, I would love you to guide me, even if you used to live in a van down by the river. Even better, I used to live in a Prius down by the river, not even a van, a Prius down by the river. I'm not joking. So, okay, I got caught up in the comments and we are winding down here. I didn't even share the other big updates with you yet, though. I can't believe I didn't get to those. I was so, Kevin will appreciate this. I didn't come on for an hour after he went off because I really wanted to make some cookies tonight. I meant to make them earlier today, but the time got away from me with like planning and turning on power and all of that stuff for the next place I'll be moving into tomorrow. But I wanted to make some cookies tonight because I won't be making them tomorrow. And I wanted them to be in the refrigerator for a couple of hours during this stream so that I can shape them really well after I get off the stream. So Kevin, the reason it was, I told him I had to eat, which I did. I did have to eat before I came on this stream because you never know if I'm going to be on here for an hour and a half, which is about what we're going to be this evening, or 3 hours or what. So I always try to eat before I come on. But I made a new kind of cookie this evening, and I'm so excited to try it. It's not really new. It's a recipe that I created, and I'm using a different type of chocolate chip in it because the store I went to is all out of the regular chocolate chips that are sugar free and made with erythritol. So I got a different kind. They're chocolate espresso, and I've really been wanting to make a coffee cookie lately. So while this isn't a coffee cookie, I will be happy to report in the meeting tomorrow. And if I forget, please remind me to tell you how the cookies, how the cookies with the espresso chocolate chips turned out because I tasted the chocolate chips just to make sure they were up to par. And I think I like them better than the normal chocolate chips. So I'm excited about that. It's definitely not as big of a change as Kevin announcing that he's starting his own used car dealership, which is fantastic news. Kevin, if you're still here, man, I'm so proud of you. The cookies, though, I'm really looking forward to. I'm gonna be having those for dessert tonight. Luke says that's the dream for me. To have a channel, Luke? Oh, a van, a van, a van down by the river. Yeah, a van down by the river wouldn't be a bad deal, but I don't ever, I mean, who knows? Like, never say never, but I don't ever see myself living in a vehicle without a actual place to live ever again in my life. Like, I wanted so badly when I was living in my car to have a home base. And sure, I could couch surf. Sure, I have family and friends, but it's not the same as having your own place that you can go to. And there were so many times that I really just wanted to decompress and relax. It takes so much work to live in a van, I would imagine, but to live in a car is like a different level of work and commitment because like I had to set up my kitchen outside every single time I needed to use it. And that is exhausting. Let me tell you what. It's not that I wouldn't do it again, but if I did live on the road again temporarily and keep my place that I'm about to move into tomorrow, which I could absolutely see myself doing, I would want a van. Absolutely. Luke, maybe a bus by the river. You know what? A bus, I see pros to a bus. I think a van personally, I want a four-wheel drive van. So, Kevin, if you ever come across a four-wheel drive van, not yet, I'm not ready to purchase something like that yet, but maybe in 2 or 3 years, I will be ready to get a van. I would love a four-wheel drive van or an all-wheel drive van. I don't even know if they make those, but something I can stand up in because this is what made me think it. Buses are not as maneuverable as vans are. And I like to go to remote locations. Like I was doing a lot of rock climbing and surfing when I lived in my car, and a bus wouldn't be able to make it to a lot of the places that I went to. Surprisingly, the Prius is a little workhorse and made it all kinds of places. Like I cannot believe the places that I went with that Prius, actually. But all that being said, I would take a four-wheel drive or all-wheel drive if that exists van because of its profile and because of its maneuverability and ability to navigate different types of terrain. over a bus any day. But I'll hang out in a bus with people I meet on the road. Absolutely. Ben, man, some of those RVs are just as much as a house. Yeah, RVs are wild. The cost, especially if they're built out before. Now, if you find something like that's what I would do, Kevin, if you're listening, I would want a cargo van that's not built out and I would build it out myself. Something that I can stand up into that's very important to me anyway. Ben, I'd rather become a disco fan than do an RV though. I'm guessing you're not a huge disco fan, Ben, from the sound of that comment. Okay, so we talked about how I'm moving tomorrow. We talked about that I just made cookies with a new type of chocolate chips for the first time. Also, another thing I'm really looking forward to that I don't know why I wrote this down, but I'm so excited to report back to y'all. I'm working on perfecting my pizza crust, my sourdough pizza crust. So I'll be reporting back about that give me a couple weeks on that one because I don't even know. The oven in the new place is like an old school 1950s style. I swear it looks straight out of the 50s and I hope it works. I've got some friends who think that it's going to work better than a brand new oven because it's an old school 50s oven. That's the hope. If it doesn't work, then hopefully I'll be able to get a replacement. But I'll report back on the status of the oven and also my sourdough pizza crust recipe, hopefully soon. And that's all I wrote. That's all she wrote, folks. That's what I had for you tonight. So I'm in the same boat as Kevin. This is not a long stream tonight in terms of how they have been in the past. Like sometimes I go 2.5 or 3 hours, and we are at 1 hour and 37 minutes. So as we prepare to exit the plane here, I want to give you all an opportunity to speak your last words, speak now or forever hold your peace. And we prepare to end the stream. Maddie says, Tara, did you have a sticker on your Prius that said, don't come knocking if you see this car rocking? I did not have any identifiers on my vehicle. I have seen people with their Instagram handles on their vans before and art describing how to find them on social, and they have like a name for their bus or for their van, or they have an account for a pet or something like that that they're advertising. More power to them. I wanted to be as low profile as possible when I lived in my car. I wanted nobody to know that I was in there. And that's part of why I would want a van also. A Sprinter van would be fantastic, but I don't know. It might be more something like a Dodge Ram van, cargo Dodge Ram van that I can stand up in and build it out myself. That'd be legit. I'd be all about that in a couple years. Artem, nice chill stream tonight. Thanks. Yep, it's always a pleasure. Artem, I'm glad you were able to join us. Hope you got some good stretching in. Kevin at Kickin' Addiction says, yeah, I'm going to do shorter, unplanned streams likely going forward. The 3 hours overkill for me. Yeah, 3 hours, like for me personally, I like, and I'm new, like you've been doing this for a while, you're a vet, but as someone who's like finding their feet, I like going 3 hours if, the wave kind of takes me there. But to do that every single time, it feels a little bit draining. So I thought this was going to be a 30-minute stream this evening, but the momentum of the chat and the conversation we've been having has been enjoyable for me. So here we are at an hour and 40 minutes. I like the idea of your unplanned streams, Kevin. That sounds like a fantastic idea. I just hope that I get the notification. Kevin says, have a good night, T. Have a good move. Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate you. Thanks for taking me along to the gym with you. Luke says, thank you. Ben says, I will so try to make Thursday night. Ben, I would so love to see you there. You know what, y'all? I am going to post the Discord link one more time. It would be great to see every single one of you there tomorrow night at 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Artem, Ben, it'd be great to see you there. I want to talk to you about ghosts and UFOs and stuff. Oh, here we go. Here we go. It's going to be an interesting face-to-face meeting. Ben, I hope to see you there. I hope to see every one of your beautiful faces there. And I think that's all she wrote for this evening. Ben says, oh yeah, I love that stuff. So everyone, it has been a pleasure speaking with you as always. I love you all very, very much. Remember, we have a face-to-face meeting tomorrow in Discord at the link I just dropped, 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. I do love you all very much, and I hope to talk with you soon.